Hello， 大家好，今天是6月28号，是我们的第24次 Group Meeting。好，接下来是介绍一下我们今天 topic。
I appreciate the opportunity to speak to everybody tonight in the group meeting. We're going to discuss just briefly a number of items about getting blacklisted. Now, blacklisted is a term that is an American slang term. You may be familiar with it, then again you may not. And what blacklisted means is that your resume has become some kind of a hindrance to the people that you are submitting it to the company, and they basically set you on a stack that they're never going to call you. Okay? So they use the term blacklisted to mean you are totally removed from any possibility of even being interviewed. It's not something that happens every day, but if some of these instances what we're going to talk about in the next few minutes can cause you to be blacklisted. So using this term, I want you to just be familiar with it. Any questions? Okay, let's proceed. Okay, one of the things that can really get you on the blacklist at a company that is hiring is when you bombard them with your resume. To be a good interviewee, to make an impression on a person who is interviewing you at the company, you must have some questions for them. After you go through your interview process, every interviewer in the world is going to say, do you have any questions for me? Do you have any questions about our company? You must be prepared to engage the interviewer. Okay, concealing pertinent information. This is a touchy subject for us, okay? We have to prepare a resume for you, or you have to prepare your own resume. And the information that you put on the resume must be pertinent, but it must be accurate, okay?
Some of our experience is irrelevant. Shall we also put it in the resume?
Is that helping you?
I think so.
For the job you're applying for on the resume, most definitely. And because you know something about that. I mean, you know something about, okay, so I mean we can build that resume with those kinds of past courses that you may think, well, this is really not computer science, but we can take that and put it on under your experience, okay? It's not difficult.
Okay.
But other classes that you have taken that you've become familiar with that are somehow, or let's just say they are related, can be used in your experience and your background on your resume. I mean, that's a real general course, and I can insert it into an experience block on your resume. And you would have no problems answering a question about psychology if they ask you. I mean, communications with employees and with customers, they scan your resume when it goes into a company, and they're looking for key words, okay? And that's what causes them. If they get 1,000 resumes for a job and they only have 10 of those jobs open, they're looking for the most keywords or the most pertinent keywords that match that job description. And that's what we use to build a resume. I hope that helps. Okay?
Hi, Joe.
Thank you.
I want to know, I have no work experience in USA, and all my experience in China. I want to know if I write the work experience in China, will it useful for me to find a job in USA?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. We'll use your if you've never worked in the state, you know, like I said, the most important thing is knowing how to build a resume and putting in the keywords. So I'm not worried about building a resume for anybody and making it stand out, because that's the trick here. We want to take your resume from your experiences, which are pertinent, which you could actually talk about if somebody questions you on it, and then use that, enter that resume into the ATS system of these different companies, and it'll call your resume to the top of the line. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Also, too, and ladies, I guess there's only ladies on here tonight, forgetting your manners. I never had this problem with any of my Chinese students, so, but let's just discuss it very briefly. It's very important that when you meet somebody for the first time, that you say, please, thank you, excuse me, you want to follow up after your interview. You want to send them an email and thank them for their time, okay? These are all business communications and interpersonal relationships. I mean, this is what makes you stand out in a crowd, okay? Even simply saying thank you and shaking the person's hand, telling them how much you appreciate their time, okay? And it's not a trick. It's just good manners and common sense. Okay, any questions about that? Okay, well, I'm going to assume that all you ladies are very polite. I'm sorry.
Yes. I was trying to, think about something to trying to impress the employer. So, could you give me some, just a common sense about how to appraise, for the company I'm applying to?
Okay, well, okay, Mary. This is Mary. The situation is, one of the ways that you can endear yourself to the interviewer at the company is to be knowledgeable about what the company does, okay? If you're that will endear you to the interviewer. They'll think, hey, this person is really up on our company. They know what we make. They know what we do. They did their research. Then they think to themselves, okay? And even if it's a simple conversation about what the product is that they manufacture, get you to understand how to express yourself is you must practice it. You must read to yourself. You must talk back to the television if you have to. I mean, look in the mirror and practice a mock interview. That is what we teach in our sessions, okay? And but the one thing that we teach that you cannot buy anywhere is confidence, okay? And when my people graduate from this mock interview training, they are confident. They are confident. They're going to go out and they're going to get a position. And they know what the questions are. I mean, it's almost like cheating, okay, in school. If you know the questions before the test, you're going to score high. It's the same thing for mock interviews, okay?
Okay.
So, in closing, I appreciate your time. I hope I've been a help to some of you people. I probably, maybe if you have questions or you want to talk about the mock interview service, you can send emails to Dr. Fang or Dr. Me, and we can get around to that. If anybody, I'm hopeful. If you don't want to take the mock interview program, I hope that the information I gave you is helpful. Okay?
好，现在我们再继续 group meeting 下一个就是我们上一次的 group meeting 布置的 project。我有一两个同学给我发过来他们做的，但是呢有问题。有一个同学他自己写好了 query， 但是呢运行不出来。现在我不知道这位同学自己 debug 的问题怎么样，有没有找到问题。又有一部分，第二部分的这个 project 就是要求你呢在这个没有数据的这个月份也要求你列出来，这是很常见的 reporting 的要求，就是说不仅是有数据的月份要求你列出来，没有数据的月份你要给他展示的是一个 no， 或者是呢如果还有更多的要求，可能这样才是一个完整的报表。好，这样怎么做呢？我们就要首先第一步你就要 declare 一个 table。 你看这个就是 make joins extinct， 这个意思就是这个意思， You can replace join with a cross apply. Left joins can be replaced by outer apply. 所以你就可以看到这边这个例子。好，接下来我们再往下。这里 apply 还可以呢 used as a replacement for correlated subquery 和 derived table。好，接下来我们再看一个更强大的。我们以前也讲过 pivot on pivot 这个用法。那现在呢，用 cross 用这个 apply， 我们可以 on pivoting more than one group of columns。好，这里就是我们这个 meeting 的 project， 就是 apply 呢还可以 perform complicated calculation。大家可以回去尝试一下。那这里是一个 table。好，下面是 QA 这一部分。这个就是我们 Group Meeting 22的 project。那这个同学就是说他按照这个要求做，也 create table 了，也 create function 了，也 insert 数据了，但是这个出来是没有结果的，就是 nothing， result is nothing。好，现在大家看一看有什么问题吗？这个我们前面已经讲过了，这个。
问一下，还找不到，
没找到，
没找到。
像这样的一个你将来怎么样 debug 呢？你一定要分段。
这姊妹，我当时试的时候，我把这一句话 at master 我就把它delete 掉以后，去看整个的 table。
好，这里我们还有一个同学的问题是，这个问题就是说，我也发现呢，就是在做 query 的 project 的时候，就类似这种问题，就给你一个 table， 让你写 query， 根据要求写 query。像这种 table， 你写出来的，你 design 出来的 query， 它能不能 work， 你不能够光是手写出来就完了。好，接下来就下星期呢是 July 4th， 就如果这个美国国庆嘛，大家就可以去看看烟花呀或者什么的，可能还出去度假。大家有问题还可以继续来发 email 讨论。